The Frog Prince, a tale of friendship and keeping promises. Once upon a time, in a grand castle surrounded by lush green forests, there lived a beautiful princess. She had sparkling eyes, a kind heart, and loved spending her days in the castle gardens. Her favorite pastime was playing with her golden ball, a precious gift from her father, the king. Every day, she would toss the ball high into the air and catch it, laughing as it glimmered in the sunlight. One warm, sunny afternoon, while playing near a deep, dark well, the princess threw her golden ball a little too high. When she tried to catch it, she missed, and with a terrible splash, the ball fell into the well. The princess leaned over the edge, watching as her beloved ball sank deeper and deeper into the water. "Oh no! My beautiful golden ball," she cried, her heart heavy with sadness. She sat down beside the well, tears falling down her cheeks. Suddenly, she heard a soft voice. "Why are you crying, princess?" asked the voice. Startled, the princess looked around but saw no one. Then, she looked down and spotted a small frog sitting at the edge of the well, gazing up at her with gentle eyes. "Oh, it's you, little frog," the princess said, wiping her tears. "My golden ball has fallen into the well, and I can't reach it." The frog, noticing her distress, spoke kindly. "I can get your ball, princess, but what will you give me in return?" The princess thought for a moment and replied, "You can have my jewels, my crown, or anything you wish." The frog shook his head. "I do not want your jewels or your crown," he said. "But if you promise to be my friend, let me eat from your plate, and let me sleep on your pillow, I will fetch your golden ball." The princess, thinking the frog's request was quite silly, quickly agreed. "Of course, little frog, I promise." With a happy leap, the frog dove into the well and disappeared beneath the water. Moments later, he reappeared, holding the golden ball in his tiny webbed hands. The princess eagerly took the ball and ran back to the castle, laughing with joy, completely forgetting her promise to the frog. That evening, as the princess sat down for dinner with her father, the king, there was a knock at the door. When the king opened it, there stood the frog. With a polite bow, the frog reminded the princess of the promise she had made. The king, wise and just, looked at his daughter and said, "A promise is a promise, my dear. You must keep your word." Though she felt reluctant, the princess let the frog into the castle. The little frog hopped onto the table and began eating from her plate. Although she found it strange and a little unpleasant, she honored her promise. That night, the frog lay on her pillow beside her as she slept. The next day, the frog returned again, eating from her plate and sleeping on her pillow. And the day after that, he came back. But as time passed, the princess began to notice something different. The frog was not just a creature from the well, he was kind and gentle. His loyalty and sweetness began to soften her heart. One night, as the frog rested on her pillow, the princess leaned down and gave him a gentle kiss. In that very moment, the frog transformed. With a burst of magic, the small green frog became a handsome prince, standing tall before the astonished princess. "Thank you, dear princess," the prince said with a smile. "I was cursed by a wicked witch and turned into a frog. Only the kiss of a true friend could break the spell. Your kindness and friendship have saved me." The princess, still in shock, smiled back at the prince. Over time, their friendship grew deeper, and soon, they realized their bond had blossomed into love. They decided to marry, and the entire kingdom celebrated their joyful wedding. From that day on, the princess and the prince ruled the land together, always remembering the power of promises, kindness, and true friendship. They lived happily ever after, their love as strong and magical as the day they met by the well.